Hi, welcome to this video. Today we're going to talk about the speed we're at in life because everything is so fast. Everything is going at such a speed. I have a feeling like we cannot even keep up any longer. You go on the internet and things are happening at such a speed. I feel like the days are passing by and I'm not able to keep up, even if I wanted to. These past few days, these last 2 weeks, especially, like I was sick, okay, I get that. There's not much to do at such a time. My voice was also gone, so I wasn't able to record any videos. I feel like the days passed so fast that I couldn't even do the tasks that I wanted to do because it went by just so fast. Like I feel like there's so much happening in my mind and I always want to just get a grip, get my shit together and continue this task that I need to do. But at the end of the day, it feels like I didn't do anything. It feels like I just slept my day away, just did nothing. So I want to start being more aware. I want to be more in the moment. I feel like sometimes I pick up my phone to do something and I catch myself being on TikTok without any reason to be on TikTok. I want to Google a recipe and I end up on TikTok. I need to Google something different and I end up on TikTok. For some reason, I always catch myself going on these social media sites. Don't need to look at these videos. They're only stealing my time and the space in my mind that I already do not have to begin with. So I already cut out TikTok before going to sleep. I don't use that anymore. And I feel like it's making a change because first I fall asleep way faster. That way I get more sleep and I wake up earlier. But also it doesn't take as long to fall asleep. I feel like when I go to bed, I'm pretty tired. And then I open TikTok or Instagram, whatever app, it doesn't really matter. Both is the same kind of dopamine high. I open whatever app and I feel so much more awake and it takes so much more time to fall back asleep. I mean, it's obvious, but when you're pretty into the app and you don't want to get off the phone, you hide that information from yourself. You know, like an addict, basically. You tell your mind that it's not that bad. Like you're wasting all your time and space and you have so much to do and there's so much on your list and you feel like you cannot get a grip on anything. Just cut out all the things that are already unnecessary. Like I know sometimes you just lie down and you feel like, oh my God, I got to stand up. There's things to do. There are deadlines to keep up. I have to be on time on everything and I cannot just lie down right now. But it's like your body and your mind are disconnected and you don't feel like your body is listening to your mind. You just lie there yelling at yourself to get a freaking grip, get up and do something. But while you're yelling at yourself, you're just like this. Like someone from the outside wouldn't be able to tell that you're yelling at yourself right now. So, as I said, cut out everything that makes you more unproductive than you already are. There's no need to worsen this any further. And then write down everything you need to get done. Put that list somewhere where you see it. What I also decided to do is, first, social media is a big step, right? If you get off social media, that is already pretty good for you to get a grip on reality again, since there's nothing keeping you chokeholded inside of the app. I also want to spend time more without the phone, like YouTube videos. I watch a lot of YouTube videos and maybe you do too when you watch this. It's not, you can say it's okay. Just having silence for a while can be pretty good. Being in a space of boredom can be pretty good. It gives you a little bit more time. It makes you feel like time is not passing as fast any longer because you made it slow down. Because you're in reality and you're staying in reality and you can actually focus on your surroundings and stay in your surroundings, not escape into short form social media content, which can be so captivating and occupying in your mind that you forget about your surroundings altogether. So I will try to do that more. Eat in silence, surround myself in boredom sometimes. Maybe it can also expand your imagination and turn your boredom into creativity and other things. Maybe you do art as I do, and maybe the boredom will help you to create more, to be more motivated to draw and do art and produce art and create art. Because being occupied in your mind all the time by social media will eventually take everything you have and everything you feel like is your own thoughts away from you and fill it with this constant need of a dopamine high. And only thinking of the next dopamine high, even if it's only subconsciously thought, is also pretty uncomfortable, and you don't want that to interrupt your entire day and your focus. So definitely stay away from social media. I mean, if you're a producer of social media content, you cannot always be offline. I get that. But just in your private time, just when you don't need to do it for work, when you have free time, don't go on social media. Always being captivated by something else and being occupied and inside of the space that is TikTok basically is, it robs you of your life, and you will not realize it until you spend 2 hours on TikTok again doing nothing but wasting time. What did you take out of these TikToks? Nothing. You don't even remember the last one you watched. It was just to give you a dopamine high for a second, and then it continues like that for 2 hours, and you get off and you're like, what the fuck am I doing right now? What did I just spend my 2 hours on? Doing nothing. I was basically unavailable, not there, not doing anything, not being productive, just existing, watching these videos like the people on the ship in the Wall-E movie. Just being so unconscious about your surroundings and only seeing social media. They were hyper focused on their screen, and we don't want to lose ourselves to these screens. So get the hell away from that screen. It's a drug. It's getting you addicted. You don't want that. You want to stay creative and fascinated about everyday life, and you don't want to waste your free time hours that you have on an app where you basically get nothing. Yes, sometimes to be creative, I get it, to get on Instagram and search for artists and look through them and be motivated by them. But TikTok in general and Reels, they don't do anything really. I mean, if you're a content creator doing Reels and short form content, I get you have to check on the latest trends and all of that, but don't consume it in your free time, at least. A few days ago, I read that a person does this, and I thought about doing this myself, but I always forget, and I should do this on my phone, but I never got myself to start because I rarely go out. But what you can do is keep journaling about little moments that happen to you in your life, and then recreate them in your art, if that's what you would like to do, for example. To just stay in the moment, you could write it down in a journal, that a little book that you always have with you, and you can write down a word, you can write down whatever you saw that made you smile. You can draw the outfit of the old lady that you really liked and that you want to redraw later. Or you can just, when you have conversations with someone and they said something that fascinated you, just write that down. And it keeps you in the moment, keeps you interested. It keeps you a bit grounded to not grab the phone all the time. That is something that I like to do, to observe, but I never got to write anything down. Rarely do that. And I feel like if I do that more often, then journal could look really interesting one day. What I notice myself doing also is rushing to places. Rushing from my car to my apartment, then rushing from this one room to the other. Just catch yourself in the moment and try to be slower. Sometimes you have the time, you don't need to rush. You're not fight or flight mode all the time. Remember that you don't need to be fast about everything. You don't need to eat fast all the time. You don't need to drink fast all the time. You don't need to walk fast all the time. I feel like I catch myself doing that, but after it's already finished. Like after eating too fast and the plate is empty, I realize I ate way too fast. After doing my makeup, I realized I did it way too fast. There was no need for me to do it this fast. Showering too fast. Eating too fast, cleaning up fast, like I have somewhere really fast to be at, like driving somewhere fast because I feel like I have to be there faster. Grocery shopping fast. I mean, everything is fast nowadays. Everything is going so fast, and you feel like you have to rush through everything that you do. But there's no need. There's really no need. So I'm also trying to give myself some time for everything. Of course, stay in time. I mean, if you're late for something, rush, do faster. If someone is waiting for you, don't take your time. Don't be slower. don't waste their time waiting for you. If you have the time to just chill and relax and do slower, then please do. Where's the need to rush when you're just at home doing nothing? What will you do after cleaning up? You will continue doing nothing. So why are you in a rush? Why are you preparing your food so fast? Why are you eating so fast? Cleaning up so fast? There's no need. Chill, relax, take your time. If you have time, take the time. Relaxing is not just sitting around doing nothing. It can also be doing things slowly. Even drawing, I do in a rush. I create art in a rush. One day I was imitating this artist that drew only when he thought he was creative. And even then, he was thinking about every line so much that all of his drawings were drawn and created so slowly. He took his time. He took entire days for one piece. But he took his time with every stroke. He wanted it to be perfect. He wanted every stroke to be entirely the way he wanted to. Nothing rushed, always slow, always thought through. I tried to be like him, and I drew really slow. I thought about every color that I picked, every stroke that I made, every line that I drew, and it felt comfortable. I never forgot about how peaceful I felt when I just didn't rush for once. And I keep wanting to return to this peacefulness, this joyfulness that I had when I was just not in a rush creating things. But it's difficult. It's difficult to return to something when everything is fast-paced. When life is fast-paced and you just want to go slow, it keeps ripping you out of that slowness and it wants you to go fast. But you just have to remind yourself that you can be slow. It is okay. There's no need to be fast all the time. There's no need. There's no need. Your free time is your free time. So don't bother when someone tells you, why are you this slow? And you're just trying to get into the headspace. Notice the small moments, the movements you make. Maybe even when you want to go really slow, just sit in a cafe and drink a coffee and do nothing but observe for like half an hour if you can. So just do nothing and you will notice your brain going slower and getting more comfortable and into relaxation mode basically. Because obviously you will have calmed down, you sit down, you do nothing but observe, nothing triggers a dopamine high somehow. Your brain will be fine with that, believe me. At first, probably get bored, and me wanting to do this, I know I will probably get bored, but I also know that I will totally enjoy this. And me being an artist means that I can absorb so much more and be able to pick up on movements, on the way material moves, for example, jackets or something, the way hair flows in the wind, and I will be able to translate that into my art. I also thought about learning things that cannot be rushed. For example, knitting, pottery. I don't have a garden, but I have a balcony, so maybe like tiny gardening or something. That is something that wants your time, and if you rush it, it will just go wrong. So you have to be slow in a way to learn how to do it properly. And maybe that will slow you down. And if you do it without anything taking your focus and taking your attention, just doing this one thing without a surrounding influence, maybe you will see that time is really not as fast as we think it is. Also knitting, like you have to be so slow with knitting. How do you learn knitting so fast? You cannot. Learning an instrument, I'm not really into instruments, so this is nothing for me. But maybe it is yours and you want to learn the piano, or you want to learn how to play the guitar or a violin. I don't know. So many things to learn. Maybe you want to learn a new language, and that takes time. I want to learn Korean. I'm into it so much, but I haven't continued studying it for so long now. And maybe that is some new hobby, some new thing that I'm trying to get into, to learn to be slower again, to learn to enjoy the tiny parts in life again, to not be so fast-paced all the time. I mean, we're not skipping through this movie. This is our life. We can enjoy each moment slowly and in peace. I also tried baking bread. It didn't work out for me. I tried this ciabatta bread dough recipe. Didn't work out. I think I did one step wrong that totally ruined it for me. I did it a second time, which also didn't go that well. But yeah, I will try again. I feel like it's always such a waste to try baking bread and then it doesn't work out and you're just left with food that you cannot eat. So I don't like being wasteful with food. So I don't know if I will try baking bread again, because I obviously cannot do it properly, right? So why would I waste all of these ingredients just to do another batch ciabatta, right? I will continue with my language learning, and maybe I will start knitting or something, which cannot be so wasteful, right? Yeah. But if you want to bake bread and you think it will turn out pretty good, of course do that. I feel like if it turns out well, that could be such a cool hobby. And you can also share with your friends and family. Being part of a community and sharing inside of a community is always pretty amazing. I'm trying to go by these things, shutting down all of my social media intake, because it is a lot. It is quite a lot, actually. Getting it to like an hour a day would already be pretty good. But yeah, you could also start reading different genres. And reading takes time and space, and maybe also buy some new plants inside of your home and try taking care of them, try finding new books about them, and try finding out everything you need to know about them, how to cut them, how to grow them. Maybe you want some strawberries, maybe you can grow them yourself. Buy some seeds and then just start. Or tomatoes. You can always grow tomatoes at home. There's so many options and so many different things you can do, and you can learn. Make your day a bit more colorful and go slower. It's definitely worth taking a shot and trying things out. If knitting is nothing for you, then that's totally fine. If gardening is also nothing you would want to do, or learning a new language, reading a new book, there's probably something that you enjoy, that even if all these options that I just listed are nothing for you, there probably is something there that you might enjoy. The goal is also, I keep talking about going slower and slower, and what I'm trying to say is be more mindful with your time. Remember your time. When you get off social media, there's nothing in your mind that actually got stuck. You just get off social media and your brain is like so full of stuff and at the same time empty, and you feel like you did basically nothing but waste 2 hours. Like when I get off social media, it's mostly emptiness. Like I wasted 2 hours and I don't remember these 2 hours. They're just gone. And to not continue living like that any longer, I just want to change my life to become a better witness in my own life. To not let it pass by just like that. To not let social media short form content just control me like that. And to not just make it steal the hours of my day. To be there, to be aware, just things that I really enjoy in the moment. But with social media, if I look back at it even a week later, the time that I took looking at social media will not be remembered. I look back at my social media consumption time and the hours and the days I did nothing but look at social media, and there's nothing there. There's no memory. I wasted the entire day basically doing nothing. I might as well also haven't lived it. Nothing happened, so nothing was worth staying as a memory because it was just so worthless. Like the day was worthless. Nothing happened. And not every day has to be perfect. Not every day has to be useful and productive, but it has to have some kind of memory at least. I mean, you cannot end a day and say, what happened today? Nothing actually. Like, how is that possible? Something has to happen. Has to be a memory. But if nothing stays as a memory, then what did you even do that day? I mean, do you want your life to pass like that? I don't want to, at least. So I'm trying to actively change that. So I'm trying to get away from social media and take the hours that I would have spent on social media doing something that long time will actually be a lot of fun. Because all of the things that I've talked about might turn into long time hobbies, and that could change your life for the better or lead your life in interesting pathways. For example, if I learn Korean, I will definitely communicate with more Korean people or like-minded people that also learn Korean. So we will communicate in Korean, which will open so many more doors into this language, into this culture, into this part of the internet, right? Naver, for example, is a Korean platform, a Korean website like Google, which I cannot access right now because I don't know Korean. But once I do, I will able to see so many new things, society, like a community, a really big community, and a totally new social platform basically that I never had access to because I didn't know the language. But once I do, there's such a big option for me to just get in contact with so much more people and get in contact with so much more experiences, and it will definitely change the pathway of my life. If you know a language, of course you will communicate with the people there, and that will change something in your life, right? Even if it's just a little bit. And maybe when you start knitting or when you start baking, then you will get into the community of baking and knitting, and you will learn about new people and get into contact with all these new faces and personalities, and something probably will change in your life with this connection, right? And that is the case with everything basically that you start. Believe me when I tell you, it is totally worth it to pursue new things and go away from social media and just short form content and watching videos to actually partaking in life. And I feel like you have to be part of your life to enjoy it. I mean, you cannot, you can, of course, you can spend the rest of your life just wasting your days away with looking at TikToks and reels and spending your entire day rotting away like that. You will just feel like there's nothing to remember. You just skipped these years away without noticing it, because there is nothing that fills your brain with memories. It was just these short videos that you watched, and that basically stole your entire lifetime, to the point where there's no memory forming. There's nothing that you can look back on and think that you enjoyed that once, or you made that once, or you, I don't know, created that once. So I feel like just stopping to rush, enjoying the little moments, trying new things, getting off the phone is really important. And I definitely will try to do that a lot more. And maybe I will vlog about it a bit. I mean, that's not the point, of course, of getting off social media. But I mean, since I started this channel newly, maybe I will record my art a bit and then show you guys if you want to. It's still like 8 followers or something, so there's no one really I'm talking to, but I would really enjoy making those videos and creating them and sharing them as a kind of vlogging type of video. And yeah, I love to make that. Just that was actually really it. That was what I wanted to say and what I wanted to share. I mean, the years pass and every year passing feels faster. That is totally normal. I feel like the way that social media is also taking away my happy memories is bothering me, and I'm definitely here to change that and to do something about it, and to, instead of wasting my time being on social media, to be present in every day, to be more here, to be more aware, to allow myself to see more, to experience more, instead of wasting memories that I will not have in the future by looking at these TikToks. Because I notice there's nothing that stays inside my brain after watching these TikToks. And I don't want my past to look like emptiness to me. I also don't want my present to look so dull and boring. And that's definitely the reason why I'm going to change that. And maybe you want to change that too, so that's why I'm sharing this. And please let me know in the comments what you like and not like about the topics that I've discussed in this video. Maybe our journey is similar and we can share our different kinds of experiences. Maybe in a few weeks we will be better at something where we thought we would be complete noobs, but turns out we actually had skill in there that we didn't know we had. So I'm seriously so curious about what you might think, what you might do, you might not do, and maybe something that I left out completely that would need a bit more space in this video that I totally didn't think about. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments, and I will see you in the next one. Stay happy, stay healthy. Bye.